All right, and in a dramatic escalation in the South China Sea, China's Coast Guard fired water cannons at Philippines vessels near the disputed Scarborough Shoal, further stoking tensions between the two countries. This aggressive action involved more than 10 Philippine ships. China's foreign ministry defended this move, asserting that its measures to safeguard its territorial sovereignty and maritime rights were indisputable.
The Philippines dispatched multiple government vessels to intrude into the territorial waters of Huangyan Island, seriously infringing on China's territorial sovereignty and undermining maritime peace and stability. China has taken necessary measures in accordance with the law to safeguard its territorial sovereignty and maritime rights and interests, which is beyond reproach.
Now, the Philippines has strongly condemned these actions, accusing China of aggressive behavior that led to injuries. The Philippine Coast Guard was on a mission to resupply over 35 fishing boats at the shoal when this encounter happened. Manila argues that the vessels were engaged in a humanitarian mission to support Filipino fishermen.
It's common sense. They were firing water cannons both from behind and from the front, and they were maneuvering around the vessel. It was inevitable that the vessels would hit each other. But again, it was not intentional. It was actually their lies once again hiding their unlawful and bullying activities in Bajo de Masinloc.
Now, this incident follows China's recent move to declare the Scarborough Shoal a national nature reserve. The Philippines views this as a direct challenge to its sovereignty over the area, which it considers part of its exclusive economic zone. The South China Sea, as you know, remains a hotspot of geopolitical tensions with competing territorial claims from several nations. China's claim to nearly the entire region has been a point of contention for years. The 2016 ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague dismissed China's expansive claims. Beijing, though, continues to reject that decision. And let's shift our focus to U.S. President Donald Trump's second state visit to the United Kingdom. Britain has rolled out the red carpet like never before. King Charles is personally hosting the U.S. President in Windsor Castle, the oldest and largest inhabited castle in the world and home to British monarchs for almost 1,000 years. Trump and First Lady Melania arrived with fanfare, a carriage procession, gun salutes, military flypast, a lavish state banquet to follow. At Stansted Airport, Trump told reporters he loved Britain, calling it a very special place on arrival at Windsor.
Well, I love it. I love Turnberry. I love Aberdeen. I have a lot of things here that they warm my heart. I want to tell you, it's a very special place. Great place.
Well, you heard him. He was greeted by King Charles and Prince William. Melania met Queen Camilla and Princess Kate. A route lined by 1,300 British service personnel marched past as military bands played the U.S. national anthem, with 120 horses and full ceremonial guards providing a grand welcome. Now, the pair were seen laughing, joking. Trump also inspected troops as the presidential salute and gun firing marked the occasion. This state visit is historic. Trump is the first U.S. president to receive two state visits after his previous visit with Queen Elizabeth II in 2019. A joint US-UK flypast has also been planned, featuring F-35 jets and Royal Air Force Red Arrows, a display unprecedented for a state visit. And Trump and King Charles also lay a wreath on Queen Elizabeth II's tomb and end the day with a white tie state banquet where both will address the guests. Also present were the supporters of Trump.
America is our special ally. And apart from that, Trump mom is from here. He's back home. He's not coming on services. He's back home to his mom place.
And though the royal treatment is grand, Trump remains unpopular among Britons. Polling shows largely negative sentiment. In London, protesters carrying a baby Donald Trump balloon, many balloons, and placards gathered to demonstrate against the US president's visit.
We're here to show Donald Trump and to show the UK government just how much human rights actually matter to the UK population. We're seeing this, with despair, we're seeing this rollback of rights in the US. And we are here to say, not in our name. We need to point out what is wrong and also to show the strength of support for human rights and why they matter to us in the UK.
Earlier, two anti-Trump demonstrations took place outside Windsor, with some protesters carrying balloons and placards voicing concerns about his global policies and decisions. Large police presence has been witnessed with airspace restricted over Windsor and Chequers. Specialist officers have been deployed and say they are ready to handle any eventuality. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer hopes the state ceremony, the pageantry and royal British hospitality will help cement the special relationship between the UK and the United States and provide an opportunity to discuss trade, the Ukraine war, Israel and other crucial issues. But as always with Trump, his unpredictability looms large over this key visit. And cosmetic surgery is in vogue in Afghanistan, a surprising trend unfolding right under the shadow of the Taliban's harsh, regressive rule. In Kabul, a flourishing industry of Botox, lip fillers and facelifts is quietly thriving, defying everything the regime stands for. This in a country which, according to the UN, has over 10 million people suffering from hunger, a country where 1 in 3 even lack basic medical facilities. But for those who lack money for food, prefer to invest in their beauty. Why does beauty matter so much here? Watch this special report from the heart of Kabul.
At just 25 years old, Silsila Hamidi made the decision to undergo a second facelift. The stress of simply being a woman in Afghanistan had left its mark, etched into her skin by years of anxiety, uncertainty and the relentless pressure of societal expectations.
If beauty salons were open, if we could take care of ourselves and if society was not putting so much pressure on us, our skin wouldn't be in this state. We wouldn't need surgery.
Despite the Taliban's rigid theocratic control and the deep-rooted conservatism and poverty that define much of daily life, a surprising industry has quietly taken root in Kabul. Over 20 cosmetic clinics now operate in the capital, flourishing in the uneasy calm that followed decades of war. Their existence offers a strange contrast, a blend of vanity and resilience amid the restrictions and hardships of life under authoritarian rule.
Most of the services we offer here are new, and the number of our patients is increasing every day.
Step inside one of Kabul's cosmetic surgery clinics and it feels like crossing into another world. The harsh austerity of Taliban rule fades behind doors adorned with gold trim and mirrored glass. Inside, the rooms glow under fake crystal chandeliers, velvet sofas line the waiting areas, and soft music hums beneath whispered consultations. Here in these unlikely sanctuaries, Botox, lip fillers and hair transplants are not only available, they're in demand.
I suffered from depression after blood cancer and lost my eyebrows. I've had them transplanted and now they are growing well.
Foreign doctors, especially from Turkey, travel to Kabul to train Afghans who equally undertake internships in Istanbul, while equipment is imported from Asia or Europe. In the waiting rooms, the clientele is often well off and includes men with thinning hair. The Taliban ordered men to grow their beards at least the length of a fist. Transplants have become fashionable, but the majority are women. Sometimes heavily made up and always covered from head to toe, more rarely in an all-enveloping burqa.
Here in Afghanistan, having no hair or beard is considered a sign of weakness.
The government does not interfere with their work, but morality police check that gender segregation is respected. A male nurse for a male patient, a female nurse for a female patient. It costs $43 to $87 for Botox and $260 to $509 for hair transplants. The sums are a fortune for many Afghans, but a boon for those like Mohammad Shoaib Yarzada, an Afghan restaurateur based in London. Put off by the thousands of dollars required in Britain for the same operation, he took advantage of his first visit to Afghanistan in 14 years to have his scalp replenished. Afghanistan, like the West, is not exempt from the sway of social media influencers. To attract new customers, each clinic floods its social media pages with promises of beauty, smooth skin, plump lips and abundant hair.
Many patients come without real problems but want to have surgery, like a rhinoplasty or another facial surgery, because they have seen trends on Instagram.
While the Taliban imposes strict moral codes and curbs on personal freedoms, within these opulent clinics, a different kind of transformation unfolds. One driven by beauty, self-expression, and a quiet defiance. Bureau Report, WION World is One.